So coaches training, it's kind of funny. I knew we were going to talk today, and I was going to bed and I couldn't go to sleep. So I pulled up your coaches training. Dennehy's umbrella.
Yeah.
That was unreal. That content that he showed in here, just the specifics and how he broke everything down. That was unreal. It made me go to bed at about 12:30 at night. And then I also watched, we've done a lot of Syracuse. I love the Syracuse O. I mean, we did it at 3D. I just think it's so dynamic, and there's just so many things you can do. And I watched your presentation last night, and that was unreal. That was, I was like, wow, I wish I had this earlier in the season, because I could have done a lot more with what our guys did. But that was great. And I think the biggest thing that I really got out of the coaches training this year, because we got it late, it's kind of two-sided. The cultural piece, hearing some of those coaches talk about culture, especially Coach Myers at Ohio State. It kind of felt good knowing that we were somewhat doing similar things to what guys are doing at the next level. But I also took from him, our exit meetings. We had exit meetings all the time, my first 2 years here. But I like how he humbled himself a lot in those exit meetings and just learned to listen and listen to learn is kind of what I took from him. And we got some really good stuff and really good feedback from our juniors that are coming back as seniors, our younger classmen, what they liked, what they didn't like. And it forced us as coaches to kind of sit down and look at ourselves a little bit and look at where we want to improve, which was great. And then your defensive stuff here. I mean, you know me. You told me to keep a journal when I started coaching for you, and I did. And here it is, your defensive philosophy 101. And now I'm watching Coach Galloway's at Jacksonville, and then I got to dissect all this and figure out how I want to make it into a page of one-page terminology, what we want to do. So needless to say, I got a busy summer watching the program, but I'm excited for it. I know we do a really good job of splitting up. I got Coach Peary with my O guys, and he's a great coach, X's and O's, one of the best in the league. He's diving into that, especially because we ran a little of the Penn State O this year. He saw that. He loved that. Yeah. And then Coach Gilman, who's just a heartbeat of our guys. They love him, but he works a lot with our goalies and our faceoff guys, and he's all over that, especially when it comes in regards to wing play. Wing play is a big thing when you don't have a faceoff guy, and how you can dictate, getting the ball, even if you're not winning it. So, needless to say, again, we got a lot to do this summer, and we're excited for it. I love it. I'm fired up, and I love that you keep adding to it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get through stuff, and let's go to this. Let's go to this. No, I got to finish this first. And it's so I kind of got to reel myself in and focus on watching one thing at a time here. And but I'm excited. It's great, and I'm so happy that I got it. I really am. I'm fired up for it.
Well, I'm so psyched you got it too, because you were one of the guys that I was like, oh, Kirks is going to love this. And so I'm fired up that you got the budget to get it taken care of, and it's going to keep you busy. I mean, the content in this, people don't really, you have to see it to understand, right? I mean, I explain, oh yeah, you're like, I'm sure it's great, but it's so deep, it's ridiculous. I mean, even you can watch one of these webinars 5 times. I mean, seriously, there's so much in them. There's too much, not in a bad way. There's just a lot.
Our D's last night, I had like an epiphany. I was like, okay, this is what coaches at that level, this is what they're looking for. This is what they're doing. And it kind of gave an insight of like, okay, maybe we can be better at this. So our kids can be prepared. Not only does it's two-sided. I mean, it helps us out, obviously, with the skills that they were teaching, but it gave me an insight of like, okay, this is what they're doing in a college practice. This is what they want to see. This is how we need to keep developing our players to make them ready for the next level. That was great for me. I love that. Yeah.
Really cool. Well, you got some video that you can share with us, right, Kirks?
I do.
It relates to some of the things that, you did and you took from the CTP this year, and we'd love to see it. So here you're working on a little ground ball offense.
Yeah, I mean, again, Buckeye progression, ground balls, we did that a lot this year. And it's great to see that 2 passes off a ground ball, find the adjacent outlets. And then the passes that we do in, 2VO passing, star drill, all that comes into here. Even our finishing, our PG picks it up, head up right away, one more, face dodge. I mean, he could have shot that and scored, but I mean, I don't mind the hockey assist at all. We were really big on that this year, is finding that, because that led into just our overall theme of unselfish play. You know, find the one more, communication, and then keep away. We did that a lot. I mean, I remember calling you earlier in the year, saying I need some new drills. You know, you're like, get coaches training. I'm like, well, I know that. But you know, I remember just keep away. And this is a great man up look here, where we would do 5v4 on a die, and wall passes were just something that were huge for us. And this is just a great little, you know, drag, nice little wind up lever pass, I think, right into the crease for a solid finish. It was great. Or actually, this is actually, yeah, right here. Gets it back. We'll get a nice drag, sweet little lever, finish on the inside. But that's all keep away right there.
Yeah. Keep away drills is like the greatest kept secret out there, man. There's just like literally like you can do it and it never doesn't bring you to another level, because it's live reps where, you know, Kirk's at 3D, we got really good at breaking down skills and teaching them. But the hard part isn't teaching them. The hard part isn't even learning them. Yeah, it takes effort. It takes some time. But the hard part is using them in games. And I believe keep away is where you can bridge the gap between, okay, I know how to do a skill and I can actually remember to use the skill.
And it's so useful. I mean, and it's tiring. Like you just said, it's effort. I mean, you're doing that all over the field with your whole team, and they're dead after 5 minutes on both sides of the ball. Yeah, and it teaches defensive guys, when you switch and put them into the middle and keep away, they learned how to value possession a little bit. They learn to realize that, well, sliding and communication's tough, so maybe we need to kind of take care of the ball at times.
Right. All right, what do you got next?
So what do I got here? This is I think this is a nice little Syracuse look that we got from against Berkshire this year. You know, we're subbing, but we really put an emphasis on, you know, starting wide and then kind of being ready with our attack and using our speed wisely. You know, not just kind of going full speed all the time and understanding how to attack. Mm-hmm. And this motion here, you'll like it. I mean, I personally, it's a great little, you know, we swing it, everyone's moving their feet, ball's in and out of their stick, boom, we're ready to attack. We found the shorty, we get a pop, exchange on the backside, one more over the top, you know, swinging it, nothing's there. And then Ryan heads up play here. He does this little, I think you called it, you know, it's a fish hook, and he makes his guy into a tough situation right away. Am I hot? Am I ready to go? And Griffin sees this and comes off his butt, and he's just ready to let it loose. I mean, for me, this was like a perfect growth point for us to see where we ended up with our motion and why it was so important that it worked. And everyone's moving, and I love that the ball is just in and out of our stick.
Yeah. I mean, ball movement, in my opinion, is the easiest way to assess the quality of coaching. If you've got a team that moves the ball really well, it's probably pretty well coached. So this would be a little reverse to the follow, right? Is that what you're referring to right here?
Pardon?
The terminology on this is reverse it to the follow?
We just went over the top, and then Ryan kind of came out, and now he knows that Richie wants to potentially dodge. Because he looks like he's got a short stick on him, and so he's just clearing space, and then boom, he just pops out underneath. Sorry, he's got a long pole on him, but he just pops out underneath and just kind of finds it.
Nice. Love it.
Next clip here. Again, this is who's this? This is against Taft. I figured I'd throw this one in. This is a big goal. So we're at the end of the game here. We've had a lot of one-goal games this season. You know, lost a tough one to Salisbury, lost overtime in Avon. And it was just kind of great to see our guys persevere and learn from their mistakes, maybe early in the year. So we attacked a little too early against the Avon game. You know, we ended up getting possession here, but about 25 seconds left in the game. And I just like how calm and collected our guys are and how they remain calm. And, you know, we had a big-time goal here from our junior, CK. It's perfect. So Cole sets him up, dodges. Kyle kind of slips to the backside, hits the goalie in the head right here. CK catches it, but then I love how he just knows and he reads this. And this is all just drills throughout the year. You know, catches it and immediately goes to his windup, sees a bad approach, and it's just a subtle little hitch. And then next thing you know, boom, he's singing that off stick, and that's the game winner with 6 seconds left to go.
See that again.
So we get the ball off the face-off. We get it to X, which is something that we're really happy with. Get it to our ball carriers. Cole does a good job, and we're not rushing. We're doing our thing. We're playing fast, but we're not in a hurry. Cole does a good job D'ing his guy up. He's got all the confidence in the world. Again, Kyle slips in the back door there, and then CK head up, reads it right away, and just a great shot. I mean, that was huge. It was such a big win for our guys, too. I was so happy for our seniors. They're ecstatic. And then here, I mean, you'll like this. This is a nice little razor play that we have against Westy. We put a lot of pressure on our guys all year, taking pressure, getting through it, seeing it, moving your feet. And this is ideal. This is a Canadian that gets a short stick. He wants to go behind, takes it wide, and then we send another shorty down instead of pick right on Jilly, right in the circle. And I love this. He knows it's not there, looks back, and there's a slip that happens up in here. And we're trying to, we hit this play earlier in the game where they find him on the backside and he's open for a lefty shot. And then our slip comes through the middle here. We get a nice little BTB finish.
Let's see that again.
So you can't really see it because the camera kind of heads off a little bit, but you'll see them stack and kind of get ready in the middle for it right in here. And they know it's coming. As they go, you'll see this kind of subtle little seal in here to get him to pop out. Cole reads it, sees what they're doing, slips right into the middle.
Nice.
And a nice little backhand finish. It was a great adjustment on this BTB too. He had to go a little flat as opposed to coming more over the top.
I like how you guys came out of the crease for your razor pick. Definitely, a lot harder to defend. Two-man game when you're surprised and don't have time to communicate, pick coming left.
It's got to be high. I feel like a lot of times you'll see in youth lacrosse, they want to put a guy right on top of the crease, and being a former crease guy, you'll find more success if you start 7 yards above the cage. Yeah. Not only if you want to get a dive cut, as you say, but if you need to pop out on a rollback, it's just going to be an easier and more effective transfer pass.
Did you get a chance to watch some of the Big Little stuff on the CTP?
Not yet. I'm still trying to get through Coach Galloway's defensive stuff. That's kind of where I'm going through at next. Again, who do we got here? So again, just another nice little possession where guys are kind of this is against Salisbury. This is I was watching your Q motion last night, and this is where I was like, wow, that dive cut, that looks pretty cool. And I found a clip this morning where it kind of shows how valuable that dive cut came to us and our guys just doing it naturally as a kind of opposed to put it in. But it's something that we definitely got to incorporate next year, which was great. And you'll see it right here. When we get our motion again, we see it down the alley. We don't get in the movement that we like. Kyle's a little late on the follow, but then CK sees that Kyle's late and he kind of comes off him. And it kind of, as you said in your presentations, puts these two guys in a big bind right here. And then CK sees that open space. Next thing you know, great pass in front of his face, and he's open. Yeah, I'm going to wind that for you again. But Kyle, again, he's late. He's here on his follow. And we get our motion on the backside that we like. But this is just a great read by CK. That's something that, he did that on his own. But after watching your presentation, that's something that we're going to emphasize a lot next year.
One more time.
Movement.
Can I see that one more time? The angle that the backside guy's taking there is really interesting. So, he ends up kind of coming way across and then kind of straight down as opposed to right into the middle. And that's a very interesting look. I like it.
He was supposed to kind of exchange and be the transfer guy and then slip, which was, it worked out for us as a big goal. What do I got next? Then I think, I was on the defensive side of the ball this year, and we really struggled earlier in the season at kind of having a hub presence. I use your hub rules a little bit with a mixture of kind of Fife stuff from Vermont, and then a little bit of now, later in the year, we kind of, when I started watching your defensive philosophy, put some stuff in. But, earlier, just listening to your podcast, and you had Jerry on, or Coach Byrne on, we didn't, going into Salisbury, we could have double pulled the midfield, but we didn't. We showed confidence in our short stick deep middies and just really focused on our communication when the short sticks were dodging. I mean, their midfield was insane. I mean, they had Connor Drake going to Duke. They had Dawson Wynn, who's heading to Maryland, and we could have double pulled the midfield, but we didn't. And we just saw that it was just a lot more confidence in our guys. So here they are, we're playing D. And I just love how our boys are all communicating. They're getting out, and we told them, go pressure the ball hard. So we know that we have to go early. And right there, we got Zach Conlin, our junior captain. He could have gone. He's going to be hot off that clear through, but he's evaluating the defense, on-ball defense, and he knows that Brett's playing okay. And Brett does. He holds him for 3 seconds, defends against a double move, makes him fall, has a chance to be a little more aggressive as he goes at him now. And they're kind of getting a little frustrated. The boys they're moving, they're reacting well to the ball. They're having a hub presence, as we like to say. And again, they're playing aggressive. And it was just great to see the boys doing it. And this is a great example of our top side pick. They want to do a pass down pick down there. And this is kind of a little of the box background. I'm just like, low guy, take a step back, top guy, just defend top side. That's your main goal. Defend that. Make them go underneath if you can. Does a good job having a presence there. And again, this is a matchup that they look to exchange here. We get a little lucky, great communication. This is just good D for our boys to have. And this is a great stand. Now they look to invert here, I think. This is their senior going to Maryland, and Brett, gives them pressure right away and early, which is what we want to do. But I love our guys identifying the hammer, and Brett just gets to play hard, which he loves to do, gets a strip. And that's a turnover right there, which we like. And that's just kind of listening and more of what we want to do next year. And then this clip right here, later when I got your program, it was doing film.
Quick question on the last one.
Yeah.
So what drills did you employ from CTP defensively? Because that, to me, it's all about creating these habits of stance, of approach, of lead poke, of head turn, communication. And then you add it together with what you referenced earlier, which is evaluating the quality of D on the ball. But what drills were you guys using?
Four cone approach, I think you called the asterisk drill. We did that one a lot where we're emphasizing the stance, what our guys want to be in, live in your stance. And then keep away. We would ask our guys if they had the ball in their stick, they had to do a move, wind up, face dodge, dodge, roll back.
32 launch pad.
Exactly. So our guys were just doing it and seeing the moves, but at the same time, they're trying to get the ball out of their stick quickly. And then the big one was the pizza slice.
Yeah.
The pizza slice drill. When you're hot, how are you guys helping? And it's that communication of creating that pizza slice and letting him know where he is, going off and on the 1 and 2. I would stand up. My one coach would be on the one side. I'd be on the other side. And we just have 3 guys playing defense and 1 guy playing O in the middle. And we would just swing the ball from side to side. And we just listen to their communication. And if I could force the pass in there and jam it into the crease, it was 10 push-ups. It had to be a hard clamp call right away.
I can tell you studied a lot. I know you've got a lot more content to try to get through, but I can hear from all the terminologies. I mean, obviously, we spent a lot of time talking lacrosse, but we haven't spent that much time talking defense. And all of the terminologies you're using there. By the way, I didn't make up any of them. I am a self-proclaimed disciple of Jerry Byrne. I love the way he teaches, the way he coaches. And so I'm glad to hear you using those terminologies. Kirks, we got time for one more clip. We'll see what
All right. So this is great. This is a defense clip. So later in the year, we did film a lot, and I think our guys loved it. But as we were going into TAF, our final game, I watched your part on, tailoring your film to the scout you're seeing. And I was a little hesitant to do it at times because, again, we can't live scout. Yeah. Right. So we have to go on what we hear. And this is kind of what we did for Taft. This is against Brunswick, and Brunswick ran a similar open set. And there's a lot of good tools that came out of this. Here we go. They dodge, and we know that they're going to go to the rollbacks for their strong hand. So we lead with a stick. He misses. We get a good slide, but we know that rollback's happening. And we said, we got to be ready to go again very fast off a redodge or them swinging the ball. He gets top side on us here. We get a good slide, but we get a good shed by our defensive midi in the middle, and he's ready to go right again, and a great recovery. And he sees that, and we force a 17-yard shot, which we're happy about. And then now, boom, good save. They get it. We know Taft's going to want to play fast. So we got to get in. We got to get set right away. We've got to be controlled. There's a lot of communication going on here with our guys. Good poke there, leading with 6. And we force a skip and a turnover, which is something that we like. So that was a big one that I took out of your program or your coach's training there. And that's something I'm definitely going to do a lot more of next year, is just tailoring our film, half of what we need to improve on, but the other half of, and I think it kind of helps our guys' confidence, the other half of how we can prepare for teams better.
Awesome, man. Well, Kirks, I am so fired up that you're a part of the program. I'm glad you took the time to share with us these clips and your thoughts and how you're using it. If you got any ideas on things you want me to produce over the course of the summer or fall, let me know. But I've got some big plans to continue to add really cool stuff to this.
Well, thanks, man. It's been great catching up, and thanks again for doing this. I love it, man. It's totally worth it. It's great, man. It really is. Being an old guy for my whole life and coming to the Founders League and having to learn D. I wish I had this my first year, but I'm glad I have it for my third, because I love defense now. Defense is just awesome to coach.
I do too, buddy. I love coaching D. Listen, enjoy your summer. Go TP, and we'll talk soon.
All right, cheers, buddy. Best of the family, eh?
Yeah, you too, man. Thanks.
Bye-bye.